Hello and welcome to Knights in the Nightmare Let's Play. This is video 1 and we'll be covering Scene 1, Battles 1 and 2 today. So, here we are at the title screen as you can see. New players will find themselves here and take a look and say, oh, teachings. Apparently that must be the tutorial section. I guess I'll check it out. So let's see what happens. Oh, okay. First steps, then tutorial, then tips. So we've got 3 sections here. Alright, okay. Let's check out first steps. Okay, well, looks like 10 different things they want me to know. Alright, that's not too bad. For sake of argument, let's go check out tutorial. That must be the real meat and bones of it. Oh, there's a scroll bar? Okay. Oh my... Oh. Okay. Jeez. Alright. Okay. Let's back out of there. Tips. Well, heck, tips. That must just be little tidbits. Oh, Jesus. Oh my god. Well, at any rate, when I was a new player, that was my reaction. Not to worry, though. We're going to cover all this stuff, but over the course of the game. So let's just back out of that and never speak of it again. Alright, let's start a new game. Here's our difficulty. I think hard is there because I've beaten it on normal, but don't quote me on that. Regardless, we're going to do this on normal. I'm not going to be a hero. Speaking of which, though, plot catch-up. So far, prior to the game, we know that there was a kingdom, and it was a happy kingdom, everything was fine, but then something bad happened. We don't know what, but now just about everyone is dead. Moving on, from the intro, we saw an armored maiden who was rushing through the castle. Turns out she had stolen something. She had stolen an urn containing a wisp, and started running out the castle and beating the shit out of anyone in her way. Between you and me, it looks like she fucking killed those guys, which is kind of funny, but whatever, I guess it's not that important. The point being, she stole something, the wisp, and she's running away, and the guards are in hot pursuit. Alright, let's see what's next. Alright, so here we are. As the Wisp, we've been released by the Armored Maiden. She then got distracted and left us to fend for ourselves. Won't be a problem though, we can take care of ourselves. Here we are at the battle preparation screen. Just to give you guys a heads up, I'm going to go ahead and mute the DS right now. The song that plays during this screen is just a great song. It's probably my favorite one in the whole game. It's got a really great tone of, come on, let's get serious. We got to do this. We can do it. Come on. It really gets you pumped up for the fight. It's a really great song. The only problem is that it loops after about a minute, and I'm going to be talking on the screen for a while. And I really don't want to drive you and me both insane. So instead, I'm going to play a little something different. I'll be playing the song from Lorenzo's Soil from Earthworm Jim 2. This is the Saturn version of the game. Pretty sweet tune, all things considered. Pretty laid back, hopefully a little more conducive to a learning environment. Hopefully, before too long, I'll be able to just leave the DS sound on and you guys can hear this sweet song. Having said that, let's move on. I guess right now, let's point out some things that are important. First things first, the silhouetted guy is the guy provided to me by the game. He's not a permanent part of my roster now, but I can use him for this fight. I need to figure out a way to recruit him, but I'll worry about that later. So, he's my guy. If I touch the stylus to him, he fills in. I read a little information on him. At the bottom of the screen, let's see, his name is Johan Elliott. Oh, nice to meet you, Johan. If we turn our attention to the top screen, we get some more details. His class is Warrior, okay. His elemental affinity is Neutral. Vitality 25, that's not too bad. His Law Index and Chaos Index leave a little to be desired, but we'll work on that. Loyalty is 27%, and finally, his race is Nestico. Alright, that's good to know. If we turn our attention back to the bottom screen, what he's doing is he's demonstrating right now to me where his attack range is. So as you can see, pretty cut and dry, it's just a straight line in front of him. No surprises there, I suppose. That's good to know, but we have to figure out what's going to happen once we start the match. Let's check out the enemies on the screen and see what they're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and touch this green blob guy, and there we can see the path he's going to take during the match. So as you can see, he's going to walk right in front of my warrior. Should be relatively easy to fuck this guy up. Let's check out the top screen. First things first, just check out that portrait. That's awesome. Every unique enemy has a portrait like that, and I just love it. I'm going to be fairly insufferable during this Let's Play, because I'm going to point out all these details and giggle and titter and just marvel at it. I'm pretty smitten with this game, and I apologize in advance, but I'm just going to be just awful to listen to. I'm sorry. Anyway, moving on. This guy is a slime, it seems. Very well. His elemental affinity is Sanctity. You can consider that holy. His HP 1500. His movement type is ground. I get 6500 experience when I kill him. And he has 2 attacks. Bullet 1, Drifting Flow, and Bullet 2, Feisty Fizz. Well, the names don't really mean a whole lot to me. Fortunately, I can press the D-pad, or if I were left-handed, I could press the buttons on the right, and it'll provide me with more details. So let's see here. Drifting Flow. Time -5. I'll explain what that means. One shot. Bubbles that stay in place for a while. Alright. It's only bubbles. That doesn't sound too bad. Feisty Fizz. Time -1.5, and there's 12 shots. Bullets spread out in 6 directions. Alright? And finally, there's a notice, beware when it bounces. So this guy has some kind of a special move when he jumps up and down. I'll have to keep an eye out for that. Alright, all things considered, I think I should be able to take on this guy, no problem. There's also a ghost on the field, so let's check his story out. So if we look at the top screen, once again, a totally awesome portrait. This is just awesome, I love it. I gotta stop myself or else I'll go on and on. Apparently this guy was really patriotic too, good for him. This guy is a ghost, it appears. His elemental affinity is fire, 1100 HP. His movement type is air as opposed to ground. I get 7,000 experience if I kill him, and he has 2 attacks of his own. Bullet 1 is Corpse Stare, and Bullet 2 is Evil Chaser. And again, the names don't mean much to me, so let's get some more information. Corpse Stare. Time, minus 3.5, 4 shots, 2 bullets that move in a line. Okay. Evil Chaser. Time, minus 2.5, and there's 2 shots. This bullet will curve back around. Well, I don't like the sound of that. And finally, a special move, notice when it turns around. So apparently something special happens when this guy turns around. Alright, we'll deal with it. Now if we go back to the bottom screen and check out what he's doing, there's his path he'll take during the round. And if you notice, he's out of the range of my warrior. I can't actually reach him. I could probably reach him right there, just barely. Fortunately, the game is pretty generous with splash damage on your weapons, but it wouldn't be enough. It wouldn't do the trick to kill him. So, that's a problem. He's out of my reach. What am I supposed to do? I should point out Johann is a warrior, and as a warrior, he can attack either northwest or northeast. He can't attack southward. Furthermore, he's frozen to the spot. He can't move. So he is stuck there. I have to work with what I've got. So, how am I supposed to kill that ghost? Well, fortunately, there's a way to deal with that. If you notice, the screen seems to have kind of a blue tint to it. What that means is we're in the law phase, and you can see that to the right, there's a capital L spelling out law. I can change the chaos phase at any time just by drawing on it, so I'll do that now. So the screen takes kind of a reddish tint, and we are in chaos phase. It makes a huge impact on the gameplay. Right now, I just want to focus on what it does to his attack range. Let's check it out. Alright, so as you can see, Johann's attack range has dramatically changed, and he can reach the ghost now. In fact, he can reach the ghost and the blob. So that makes it pretty clear-cut. We're going to be staying in chaos phase for this battle. Alright, that settles that. Let's start equipping weapons. So on the right-hand side, there's 4 boxes horizontally lined, saying, touch me, touch me. Alright, I'll touch the top one and see what happens. Here we are at the inventory screen. Right now, my items are sorted by list, and, you know, the list sort, that's fine. It lists them by name, but once again, the names don't really mean much to me. If I can sort by icons, but that means even less to me. Fortunately, there's a way to sort in a table, and this is just ingenious. This is perfect for what I want to do. It's just, I can't believe it's taken this many games before someone figured out a great way to sort weapons, because this is perfect. Basically, I can sort by which character class I want to use, and which elemental affinity I want to use. So, the x-axis is the Knight's class. Since I only have one warrior to my name, I guess I'll sort by warriors. And as you can see, the y-axis has now indicated what warrior weapons I have available. So I have 4 of these blue ones, that's Ice Elemental, and 6 of these purple ones, that's Darkness Elemental. Alright, let's check out the Ice ones, so I sort by Ice. Alright, I have 4 Frozen Axes here. Alright. If I touch one, then the top screen will demonstrate what the attack range is for this weapon. Now as you can see, it's active in the Chaos phase. So that's good, that's what I want. I can only reach that ghost in the Chaos phase, so I want a weapon that will operate in Chaos phase. And here we are, Frozen Axe will do that for me. Alright, that's a good sign. Just for sake of argument, let's take away the Ice sort, and we'll sort by Darkness. Man, do you think I have enough slashers? Alright, regardless, if I touch it, the same thing happens on the top screen. It demonstrates to me where it can attack. Look at this though, this can attack in the Law phase. Well, I'm not really interested in that because I can't reach the ghost in Law phase. So I will not be equipping Slasher this time. That's fine, I'll take away the sword, we'll pull back up the Frozen Axe, I'll go ahead and tap it once, and hit OK. So now there it is in my inventory on the upper square. If I touch the stylus to us, then notice Johann lights up and says, yeah, me, I'll take it, I'll take it. However, if I'm in law phase and I touch it, Johann doesn't react, and that's because, once again, the weapon doesn't work in the law phase. So, very well, that's fine. It seems pretty cut and dry. I'll be spending this battle in chaos phase. Alright, I think we're about ready to start. It says to the left, finish tactics, touch to begin turn. I can go ahead and do that. Victory conditions, defeat enemies and fill one line of kill markers within 6 turns. Alright, we can do that. We are going to do that. Alright, let's begin. So as you can see, the action is switched to the top screen. I'll of course still use the bottom screen to control the wisp, but the action will be on the top screen. So let's go ahead and get started. And here we go. I'm that ball of light. I'm the wisp. I'm wisping around as wisps are wont to do. The enemies are just going to follow their own paths and do whatever the hell they want, and occasionally attack me. Let's see. Oh, here comes one. Aha. I believe that was the Feisty Fizz, the 12 shots. Probably, I don't remember anymore. Alright, so they want to kill me, I want to kill them. So how do we accomplish that? Well, I guess check this out. You see there's a time limit of 60 seconds. Oh, uh-oh. Did you see him jump up and down? He jumped up and down, did a special move, and now he's split in 2, so there's 2 of them. Alright, well, now I know. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted. Time limit, 60 seconds, but it's not going down. What caused it to go down? Oh, here comes more Feisty Fizz. Stop that, guys. It only goes down if I'm hit by an enemy attack, or if I try to attack with my warrior, because I need to charge him up, and that charge time is deducted from my time up here. So, remember how the attacks from the enemies would say minus 5 seconds, or minus 1.5? That's how much damage they would do to me, or to my time limit, rather, if I get struck by it. I'm going to go ahead and eat shit, and I'll demonstrate. So, oh no, I hit a bubble, You see, I've lost 5 seconds now. Once that time expires, then that's the end of the round. And if you remember, the conditions for this was I had to kill a certain amount of enemies in 6 rounds. So that's how you lose. Alright, enough of this. Let's actually attack. Let's beat these guys down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to touch my warrior and hold the stylus to him. When that happens, check to the right, there'll be a meter where he's charging up the range of his attack, and that will remove time from my time limit here. Alright, let's do this. Let's go, Johann. Alright, charging. Alright, he is charged up, and I lost some time here. Remember, he's a warrior, so he can only face northwest or northeast, so he can face that way, or he can face that way. And he'll do the best he can to face where I am. Alright, let's get these guys lined up. I lift the stylus, he attacks, land a blow, a bunch of treats fill out, we grab the treats. Alright, nice job. We did 2 damage to those guys, and that's because my warrior's level 2. That is pitiful. So what went wrong? How come I didn't hurt him? I didn't bother to I didn't bother to equip the axe, that's what happened. So, I better do that. I'll go up to the top, grab the axe, and move over to the warrior. Now when I touch him this time, there'll actually be 2 charge phases. One for the range, and then the second charge time will be for the power of the axe swing. So keep your eyes over here and you'll watch them. Alright. Charging range, there it goes, here comes the power. Alright, we are charged up. So now I'm ready to actually unleash a real attack. And they're in range, so screw it, let's do it. Alright, grab the treats, And they are dead. Hey, we did it. Alright. And my grade was a B+. That's pretty normal for me. In the meantime, here's the stuff we collected during that round. I'll explain that later. Alright, move on. Now we're going to set up for the next round, so we're going to play monster slots. This is relevant to how the rest of the match will play out, but for now I'm just going to grab 2 random dudes. So, you... And I want that skeleton. You. Alright, here we are. We're back at the preparation screen. So, let's start again. Let's see what our situation is, and we'll plan accordingly. Mr. Blob here at the top. He has a similar route to the Ghost. So, once again, I know right now I'll have to attack him in Chaos Phase in order to reach him. Law phase will not reach him. Alright. And Mr. Skeleton here. Let's go ahead and check him out. On the top screen we can get his portrait. And I love that pose he has. He's just like, ah, Jesus, another day at the job. Fuck. Anyway, let's see. He is a skeleton, sure enough. Elemental affinity is once again Sanctity, or Holy. His HP is 4,600. His movement type is Ground. I get 71,250 experience, not too bad. 2 attacks, Soul Crusher and Bone Viper. Let's see what that is. Soul Crusher, minus 3.5, 4 shots. Scattering, spinning, attacks. Sounds like a pain in the ass. Bone Viper, time minus 3, 1 shot. A large wandering soul will chase you. Oh, Jesus. And the notice is don't let it lie down. Alright, I won't. I'm going to introduce an arbitrary rule here, just to demonstrate hopefully the flow of the battle a little better once we get into the later stages. I'm just going to say that for this battle, I cannot attack the skeleton unless I'm in Law phase. I'm just going to say that, and we'll have to plan accordingly. So, I know that this Frozen Axe here will work in Chaos phase, but it does not work in Law phase. Notice Johann does not light up. So we'll have to go back to inventory and get that other weapon. So I touch that. The game saves the sword. It's pretty cool. Take away the ice sort. Sort by darkness. And here I have Slasher. Alright. If you notice, I actually have a Sanctity weapon too that I picked up from that last round. Cross Axe. However, that skeleton himself was Sanctity. So I don't want to attack him with a Sanctity weapon. It won't do any damage to him. So take that away. Whoops. Apply my Slasher. There we go. Alright, so mouse over this, hit the Slasher with my stylus. Johann lights up. We're in Law phase. Yep, I'll use it in Law phase. Won't use the Frozen Axe because we're not in Chaos. Switch over. Slasher doesn't work in Chaos phase, but Frozen Axe does. Alright, so just a temporary rule, just to make things fun. I can only attack the skeleton if I'm in Law phase. And I'm positive I will forget that within 30 seconds, but we'll try it out. Alright, let's finish tactics. I still have the 6-turn limit. I've used one of my turns. We are sitting pretty to getting this completed, but you never know. I could always screw it up. Alright, let's do this. Alright, well, here I am, wisping around. Wisping sweet nothings. We are in Chaos phase. It's not that. We're in Chaos phase, so I guess I'll grab the Frozen Axe. Take it down to my warrior. He charges up, and he charges again. And there we go. Mr. Skeleton's going to get a little of that damage, but not very much. Mr. Blob is dead as hell, though. Alright, Rotten Hell. Alright, switch to Law. Grab the Axe, the Slasher this time. Charge up. Once again, the attack range is only directly in front of my warrior. But the skeleton's in the route, so fuck him. Alright, skeleton is in pretty dire straits now. He's only got a little sliver of health, which you can see down here. I'll explain that more later. Oh, and that... stop that. Alright, let's hit him again. Alright, he's dead. Good job, Johann. Oh, but what's this? He refuses to die. Goddamn skeletons. I have to hit him one last time. There we go. Alright, we did it. Hey, A+. I'm an A+ student. Alright, and here we go again. Ready to set up for the next round, playing monster slots. I feel this is probably a good stopping point. I'm pretty satisfied with what we've covered. We've covered Law phase, we've covered Chaos phase, we've covered how to attack, we've covered the enemies and how to look up their data. I don't want to overwhelm you guys. Next video we'll discuss items and how to obtain them, and that's going to be fairly intense. So this seems like a good stopping point. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.